Hi everyone, it's Marieta, founder of ImmigrationBiz and business immigration attorney. Welcome to today's video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification, and let's get started. In this video, I want to cover the recent news when it comes to immigrant visa processing at US embassies and consulates. As well, I want to talk about the K1 visa update. I want to talk about the proclamation 152, and I also want to cover the recent EU travel ban news. So what do you need to know? Stay tuned and stick around till the end of this video. So this briefing was actually done on March 1st, 2021, and is concerning the immigrant visa categories, right? Because many of these immigrant visa applicants were subject to Presidential Proclamation 114, and this particular proclamation was revoked by President Biden last month. And as a result, many of you are right now waiting, and you guys want to know when can you schedule your immigrant visa interview at the US Embassy. So here are the great news, because this is addressing obviously those issues that many of these US consulates are facing. There is a significant backlog going on, and many of these US embassies are resuming still on post-by-post basis based on local conditions. And so what this actually is here covering, they're talking about priorities. The priority will be given to those who are seeking immigrant visas. So if you are the one who is in the immigrant visa category, you probably will be able to schedule your visa appointment in the upcoming weeks, because I want to actually show you somewhere here. I'm trying to find it now. Basically, I will be posting this official source below the video. If you guys want, you can check it out. But they are certainly making a priority for immigrant visas. Here we go. Prioritizing processing of immigrant visas, full stop, at every post. Okay, and so this is important because right now they are trying to figure out how to actually start resuming the non-immigrant visa services, as well as obviously immigrant visa services, including K1 visas, right? And because many of you are incredibly frustrated, because this has been such a difficult year for many immigrants, especially those who are stuck outside of United States and they are not able to return, it looks like they are going to start prioritizing immigrant visas. Immigrant visas meaning the employment, green cards, as well as family immigration, right? K1 visas as well. Here we go, including fiancé visas. But here is the sentence: that are not subject to regional restrictions. So what this essentially means, guys, is that if you remember the travel ban, which is the proclamation, here we go, issued on January 25th, 2021, this particular proclamation is impacting EU countries, right? Schengen area, as well as UK, Ireland, Brazil, and so on. And it's basically proclamation that is suspending the entry. And I want to point this out because this is quite interesting. This proclamation is suspending the entry as immigrants and non-immigrants. That being said, it's not suspending immigration as a whole. This is not immigration ban. This is suspending the entry. It's a travel ban. And so that being said, you can actually enter United States if you have a valid visa. You can go to third country, quarantine for 40 days, and then from there you can enter United States. If you need a visa, the only way for you to enter United States is to actually schedule that emergency appointment, is to actually apply for national interest waiver, actually national interest exception, to be particularly clear here. And I did cover in last video definition of national interest exceptions, because this has changed. As of March 2nd, the definition has changed, and only people who are traveling for purposes of humanitarian travel, public health response, and national security, as well as people who are offering vital support to critical infrastructure sectors, as well as academics, J1 students, and journalists, will be allowed to apply for national interest exception. So if you need, go back and check out that video. So if you don't have the visa in your passport, you will need to apply for national interest exception. If you are not able to apply for national interest exception, you have a visa in your passport, usually it's a non-immigrant visa, then you can go to the third country, quarantine for 14 days and enter. However, if you are someone who is waiting for your immigrant visa, for example, your green card, EB category, or K1 visas, right? In that case, guys, you unfortunately are not able to apply for your appointment because, again, it says that subject to regional restrictions. So despite the fact they are issuing this statement, despite the fact they are starting to prioritizing immigrant visas, not every single embassy will be able to issue and start scheduling interviews for immigrant visas. I'm not even talking about non-immigrant visa category. That's a different story, right? Because that's not their priority right now. Their priority is serving US citizens. Their priority is serving immigrant visas, issuing immigrant visas, start processing immigrant visas for those who are not impacted by the travel ban. And for those who are impacted by the travel ban, what can you do? Well, you can either do the national interest exception, or you can possibly, if your case is stuck at NVC, you can consider expedite service. I did make a video where I did talk about that. I will link that video here for you. And possibly then, obviously, try to apply for the national interest exception. And then you might be able to schedule your immigrant visa interview if that's the case. However, we still need to wait. I don't have any news when it comes to EU travel ban. When is that going to be lifted? I don't know. We don't know yet. When it comes to proclamation 152, this is the proclamation that is suspending L visas, H visas, J1 visas. This proclamation is set to expire at the end of March. So this is good news, guys, right? Because the H visas, H1, H2 visas, J1, L visas were impacted by this proclamation. So if that's you, I think we have like 3 weeks to go. Unless it's extended, I don't personally think it's going to be extended. So that's good news for those who are being impacted. So the worst thing is basically the travel ban, because that travel ban is impacting still those European countries, despite the fact that this is the travel ban suspending the entry. It's not suspending immigration as a whole. Okay, so that's quite interesting because many embassies, they were not issuing K1 visas. They had the excuse, and this seems to be pretty similar. They are not processing immigrant visas because there is this travel ban in place. But just because there is a travel ban in place, that doesn't necessarily mean they cannot start processing your immigrant visa. Because what if they issue your immigrant visa and then you go to third country, quarantine for 40 days, and from there you can enter? See what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily make sense from my perspective. But again, these embassies are experiencing significant backlogs, and they are trying to figure out the best and most effective way to start processing and resuming their visa services. So these are my news today, guys. Let me know what is your experience. Leave a comment below. And if you need to book a consultation with me, certainly you can do that. The link is going to be below this video. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Hopefully next time I will be able to share better news. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.